Alright then.
Alright.
Role player adventures. Here we go.
Here we go.
Do we need an app?
No.
No?
No.
What do we need?
I think we'll get everything we need. We'll set our characters up.
Okay.
So this is your starting hand. So this is all your equipment.
This here?
Yep. Equipment and your skills and your traits and your spells that you know.
Okay.
And there's a space at the bottom of your board for your hand.
Right.
So you'll kind of go there to start.
The whole hand goes
yeah,
there.
the whole hand. So it's not
like just a pile.
Yeah, I think so, because we're gonna get to play those when we do the skill and combat checks.
Okay.
So and we use those to manipulate.
And
the
these
dice.
are just.
Those are the random encounter tokens. So
right.
they've been like
randomised.
they've all got a different number on the back, and they've been randomised up.
Right. So this is my character here, Lorelei.
Lorelei.
Morwenna. She is an elf wizard, and she apparently is blue. She's got some stats, and we put those here, and they're represented by these cubes because the stats are in pencil, not easy to see. Okay, if you
Yes, I am Rogash Granu.
Okay. Rogash Granny.
No.
You're somebody's granny.
No, I'm not somebody's granny. Rogash Granu. I'm a Vargar, which is this like cat wolf.
I think he'd be offended if you called him a cat.
Yeah, he's a barbarian kitty cat.
Right.
With,
like
awesome
a battle cat.
I like it. Battle cat from He-Man.
Oh, okay.
Good reference.
Yeah.
Very good. He's got some awesome face paint. I'll tell you about Rogash.
Okay.
So he is a barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
And he is a gladiator. He was enslaved and thrown into the arena to kill and die for the pleasure of the crowd.
Is he a murdered father's brother's son of an uncle's kitty cat?
I mean, much like that person,
Okay.
he vowed to survive and reclaim his freedom. Now now he's liberated.
Hold!
And he seeks revenge on his captors. Good luck to his captors. You see him coming out the dark.
Yeah, he's got some good teeth, I think.
Yeah, so he's
okay.
good. So I am Rogash. I'm a barbarian, so I've got my barbarian class card.
Oh, these are class cards, are they? Okay. So they've got abilities on them. They
have, yeah. They're double-sided, so I think once you use the ability, you flip it over and then...
And then can you refresh it with
there's a way to refresh it, I think. So,
alright.
And then Rogash's hand is suitably pointy. There's some...
You've got weapons. Oh my goodness.
He's got armour. He's got a ring.
Okay.
Of freedom. His traits are that, he is reckless, but he's also relentless.
Relentless. What is the picture on that card there? Is that somebody inside the head of a dinosaur?
Yeah, somebody about to, who pursued it relentlessly and is now reaping the rewards.
Is he doing a dental check?
It would appear so.
I think it looks like he's doing a dental check. Okay.
Yeah. So
right.
there we go.
Second upper left. 2. Yeah?
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, we'll move on.
Bad memories. Right. Okay. We have some starting gold. So because there's 2 of us, we start with 5 gold. And that's reliant based on the number of players.
So if you put your hand over the top of it, people can't see. They're good coins.
Yep. Part of the Kickstarter.
Nice, yes. Part of the lovely fancy Kickstarter box. Fancy. And we've put the sheet. You get lots of these player sheets, but we've put them in this white clean thing so we can use the coloured pens. So hopefully that should be a bit easier to see rather than using pencil.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So we've set everything up. We've
got a map.
A map of Adventure 1, which is called Battle at Blacklake.
Yeah, and there's an intro about what's happened to our place. What's our place called again? Ulos.
So we are in the world of...
Ulos.
Ulos, yes.
And Draguls have been beaten, but then something else happened.
Yeah, Draguls are raided from the north, and the citizens of Nalos, of which we are too, have fought them off.
Yeah.
But the world is changing, and all kinds of instabilities and new threats are appearing. And bizarre creatures from different planes and all kinds of cool stuff.
And what does it say in the objective, if you bring that a bit closer? This bit, objective?
So Roleplay Adventures is a cooperative storytelling board
Cooperative.
game. Yeah, that word again. For 1 to 4 players, of which there are 2 of us. So set in the world of Ulos.
Yeah.
The players portray a party of characters who will face challenges and make decisions that affect the unfolding story as they progress through a campaign of 11 consecutive adventures.
Okay.
And 1 optional side quest.
Okay. So basically says start here.
Yeah.
All right.
And start here we shall. So we move on to storybook number 1.
Does it say that in the instructions?
It does.
Okay. If you pass me the instructions and you keep the storybook then. Okay. Lovely.
So adventure 1 is Battle at Blacklake by James Ryan.
Okay.
Who is one of the game designers.
Excellent. I think they have designers and writers that are separate.
Credits are in the back, so
yeah.
I think on the penultimate page of the book, all the credits are in there.
Have a look. Oh, there's icons and things.
Oh, maybe on the back. There you go.
Yes, on the back. Narrative design and writing.
Okay,
James
so
Ryan.
He's the lead writer on the game. Marvellous.
Mm-hmm.
And there are 11 of these storybooks, I think.
Yeah, it said 10 and then an extra 1. So we've done our campaign setup because that would be really dull to watch. And then we haven't imported characters, but you can import characters from your other role player box games. Adventure setup, yeah. Player aids, there's a little player aid.
Thank you very much.
And I have one. And then it says begin the adventure. Have the storyteller open the storybook to the first page and follow the adventure specific setup. Once complete, read the Your Adventure Begins text. Okay.
So there's a little bit of preamble to Adventure 1 Battle at Blacklake, and it says, after 1,000 years of peace, Dragul armies raided from the north, prompting you and every other loyal citizen of Nalos to sign up as soldiers of the King's Guard. You have fought long and hard against the North's monstrous generals and their minions. Now, under the command of General Grick, the Dragul armies have been routed from Nalos, but an ogre and his minions still hold camp nearby. Their outpost protects a secret coveted by King Taron. Your mission is to best these minions, defeat the ogre, and seize whatever treasures lie within. To support your efforts, the king has sent Tarek Nowlin, a roguish halfling, and Taron's personal agent, to meet you by the shores of Blacklake. You soon suspect that Tarek knows more of this outpost's secrets than he leads you to believe.
Ooh, double agent.
Intrigue at every turn.
Okay.
So this also acts as kind of an introduction to the whole thing.
Right.
So on the first page it says, welcome to Roleplayer Adventures. Roleplayer Adventures is a narrative-driven cooperative game. You play as soldiers in the King's Guard, tasked with protecting the Kingdom of Nalos. This storybook will walk you through your first game. Please read the rulebook before you begin playing, which we have done.
Kinda. You read it, didn't you?
I did.
And I've got it open here, so we'll get there. We will.
And then it says call out boxes like the ones below will refer to relevant rulebook sections or even introduce new rules during play. And then it says symbols like, and there's a yellow exclamation mark below, are action indicators. And an action indicator gives you instructions that you must perform. So the first action indicator is prepare for your first adventure. Follow the campaign setup on page 5 of the rulebook, which we've done.
We've done that, yep.
Each storybook will begin with its own unique setup text, explaining how to prepare the map for that adventure and providing details for any adventure-specific rules. So the setup, starting with the adventure map. Place the Battle at Blacklake adventure map in the centre of the table next to the party journal.
Well, it's not quite in the centre, but I think we'll live with it.
Awesome. Exploration XP is next. Place 1 XP, and the XP are the little blue cubes in the tray to the right. Place one of those on each lettered location of the adventure map, A, B, C and D.
Just literally on them?
I think so. So one on the Ballin Prairie, one on the Goblin Camp, one on the... Did you pronounce that? Gnol?
Knoll, I think. I think the G is a silent one.
Okay, and one on the outpost wall.
Okay.
Cool. Party journal. Place bonus play tokens on the party journal equal to the recorded value.
The recorded value.
Mm.
Okay. So bonus player tokens, the little round ones with cards in hand.
So they're in the tray.
Okay.
And we've got a limit of 1. So
this is our bonus player token. So we'll put this.
Yeah, so we put that into
there.
Into it. Like that.
Yeah.
And then character sheets. Place each player's hand of cards in their hand space. Place each player's class card face up on their class ability space. And fill each attribute row to its maximum with stamina from the supply. And then it says to find encounter tokens 1 and 2. The remaining ones will not be used in this adventure, so they can actually go back to the box.
So you've done a good job of randomising them, and then you have to find them.
Only to be told that it didn't need doing.
Yeah. Score.
Score, yeah.
Okay.
There's a little space just above the blue cubes for them if you just want to.
Okay, I shall store those in their handy slot. Everything has a handy slot in these wonderful storage solutions, by the way. If you'd like to have a check out of the unboxing video also on the channel, it's a very good storage solution. Okay.
Okay, then it says to place encounter tokens 1 and 2 on the table to create a pool. Flip them face down and randomise them. It's brilliant.
Randomise 1 and 2, okay.
Okay, and then fill each of the available encounter spaces on the map with a face down encounter token from the pool. Brilliant.
Right, there we are.
Okay, your adventure begins. As a Kingsguard soldier in the regiment of Commander Zalek, a dark elf, you have fought a long war. The Dragul, a coalition of northern tribes, invaded Narlos, your homeland. After many battles, you have driven off their hordes, but rumours spread through the camp of a new Dragul plot. One night, you are summoned to Commander Zalek's tent, where you find him arguing over a map with General Grick, an orc. A gold coin marks the southern city of Sabek. A vial of elixir marks a swamp to the west. General Grick raises an eyebrow when you enter. So, you're Zalek's best, he asks, looking you over skeptically. We have a special mission for you, but first a question of strategy. Zalek wants to take your regiment south to investigate a threat to the capital, says Grick, pointing to the coin, and then pointing to the vial. I think we should push west and capture a powerful Dragul agent in the swamps. What say you? So now we have a choice to make as the party. We can either side with General Grick to learn more about Dragul plots, or we can side with Commander Zalek and investigate the threats to the capital. And this is where it starts to branch, so depending on what we pick here, the story will head off in a different direction. And we're looking like we're resorting to the time-honoured tradition.
Heads or tails?
Heads is Grick, tails is Zalek.
Okay.
And it is...
Tails.
Tails. So it's Zalek. We're signing with Commander Zalek.
Okay.
And he's actually the regimental commander, so that's probably, like, from a career point of view, probably a good move.
Yeah.
So then it says to go to section begin 2.
Okay.
You point to the coin and General Grick pats you on the back with pity. Well, he says, good luck to you. He collects his vial of elixir and exits the tent. And then it says recording keywords. The action indicator below instructs you to record a keyword. To do this, write the keyword Zalek, which is spelled Z-A-L-I-C, in the keyword space of the party journal. Lovely.
Okay.
Grick wouldn't hear my counsel, says Commander Zalek, and he won't hear yours either, but I'm glad to know I have your trust. As for your mission, leave now and travel due east until you reach a small enemy encampment. A special operative of King Taron will meet you there. Commander Zalek rolls up the map. You can keep the coin, he says, so we gain 1 gold.
Excellent.
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching.
Cash money. You make haste under a crescent moon, crossing burnt and abandoned farmland into open prairie. At the top of a bluff, You look out over a dark lake to a wooden outpost, and then it says to place our party marker, which is just in the box there, at location A, please.
I'll let you get that. Oh, look. That's funky.
The two intrepid adventurers.
Yes.
Marvellous.
Except, I don't think my character looks like that.
No,
but, you know,
mine
it's a
like
no. It's a representation.
Yeah. Read entry A. So we are at entry A, which is the Ballin Prairie. Action indicators are always read and resolved in order from top to bottom. Sometimes an action indicator will direct you to another entry.
Sorry, is an action indicator in the book?
Yes,
right.
They are exclamation marks in the book.
Okay.
When this happens, immediately turn to that entry without reading or resolving any more action indicators. So the first thing it says is, if there is no XP at this location, do something. But there is, so we skip on.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, collect the XP from this location and continue reading. So the XP goes into the XP box on the character sheet, so we put that into there.
Okay.
And everything is shared for the party, I think.
Mm-hmm.
As you look out over the lake, a voice calls from a thicket behind you.
A thicket?
A thicket.
A thicket?
Indeed.
Okay.
Care to join me?
Just to clarify, that's like a bush with thorns and, you know, otherwise nasty undergrowth in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Care to join me? You turn to discover a friendly halfling, roasting apples and hares by his fire. Wow. You look like you could use a meal. It's a bit harsh, isn't it? It's thin shaming already.
Yeah.
You disregard the halfling and he chuckles, then stands to salute you.
It's a bit mean.
Tarek Nolan, special operative of King Taram, confidant of the immortal knight and bearer of bad news and terrible secrets. Now come, eat and rest, for we have hard work ahead of us. As you eat, Tarek speaks in a hushed voice. The lake below is dark, for the Dragul filled it with the blood and ashes of their dead. Nice.
Yum.
Our mission is to secure the outpost. The northern shore is guarded by an encampment of goblins, weak but many. Gnolls stand watch to the south. We need to eliminate both camps, so take your pick. You go one way and I'll go the other. Burn down their camp to signal your progress and I will do the same. Tarek pulls something from his pack and tosses it to you. We'll need this at the gate. Now we're going to learn about discovery cards.
Okay.
When instructed to reveal a specific discovery card, do not shuffle or examine other cards in the deck. Only find and reveal the card referenced by the text. The discovery deck is organised in numerical order and the cards are numbered on their backs. So it is instructing us to reveal discovery card number 65.
Okay, if you pass me that deck, I shall discover it.
Okay.
Is that not it there?
No, it's this one here.
Okay.
There you go.
65.
Yes, please. So then it says as an action indicator to reveal discovery card 65. Sorry.
Alright. Reveal?
Yep.
Da, 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 da. Revealed.
Okay. Bluestone Fireball.
And where have we revealed that then? At our location, do we think?
So it is an item, isn't it? Does it say about those in the instructions?
Item. Revealed cards. Discovery deck. If a map card.
It is an item card. It is placed in the item space on the party journal.
So we just have it?
Yes. So the item space is here off to the left.
Okay.
So I'll pop that.
Item use. During an adventure, the party will discover various items. Each item has a unique number. These items can be used in various locations and in various combinations to create unique effects. In the storybook, the party will often find this choice indicator. ? Backpack. Use an item. To use a single item, each player must add stamina from their supply to their fatigue box equal to the stamina cost of the item. So that looks like it costs 1 cube.
Yes, I agree.
Combine the letter of the party's current location with the number of the item to get the proper storybook entry. The storyteller finds that entry in the storybook, then reads it out loud. Okay.
So because there's a little bit more of a description in here. So it says using items. Items can be used at locations. When using an item, each player places stamina in their fatigue box from their supply equal to the cost listed on that card. To use the Bluestone Fireball, item 65, that Tarek Nolan handed you here at Ballin Prairie, location A, each player places 1 stamina into their fatigue box.
So each player must do that. Okay, yes.
We all have to do it. Then combine the location letter with the item number and turn to that entry in the storybook, which would be letter A for Ballin Prairie and 65 for the Bluestone.
We're not going to use it here because there's nothing we need to throw it at.
Okay. And then it says you cannot use the same item twice in the same location. So now we have a couple of options. We can use an item or we can move to another location.
Okay.
And they are described. Yeah, so there's a bit on movement.
Okay.
And there's, you've already read a bit about items.
So during an adventure, the party will need to move around on the adventure map. In the storybook, the party will often find this choice indicator, question mark, up, down, left, right, move to another location. When the party chooses this option, move the party marker from the current location to another location along a connected path. So I'm guessing these dotted lines
I would,
are the paths.
I would say so.
When the party arrives at a location, the current tome keeper passes the Tome of Encounters,
which is this book
right, to their left, to the current storyteller, okay, who in turn passes the storybook to the player on their left. The new storyteller finds the location letter for the party's new location in the storybook and reads the corresponding base entry aloud. Ah, okay. So whoever's the tome keeper and the storyteller pass those things on each time you move.
So I guess for 2 players we kind of swap, wouldn't we? And
yeah.
You would become the storyteller.
But we don't need to do that, I guess.
To do that.
When the party moves to a location they've previously explored, they do not need to stop at the location. They may keep moving through the location, only stopping at encounter tokens and locations that have XP or some other token on them.
Okay.
So I guess if we're going to move, we have to choose B or C. So we have to choose whether we're going to encounter some goblins or some gnolls.
I don't know much about gnolls.
I think they're bigger and hairier and...
They're in Terry Pratchett as they're like things that eat rubbish or like collecting rubbish or...
Okay.
And goblins, everybody knows about goblins, don't they?
No, I'm not really fond of goblins.
No. So maybe we take our chances with the gnolls.
Okay.
There's a little bit more about resolving encounters in this book as well. In a multiplayer game, the player to the right of the storyteller reads from the Tome of Encounters. If you move along a path that contains an encounter token, flip the token face up and place your party marker beside it. Open the Tome of Encounters and turn to the entry for this adventure with the same number as the encounter token, and then return the encounter token to the box. For example, in this adventure to resolve encounter token 2, turn to ADV1-2 in the Tome of Encounters.
Okay.
So we're heading south?
I think so.
Okay, off we go.
Is that our movement noise, is it?
I believe so.
Our setting off noise.
Yeah, that's the setting off noise.
That's not going to get old at all. No.
Is it not?
No.
Plus all the gnolls now know that we're coming.
Yeah, that was strategic. Yeah.
You're like, stupid barbarian, shut up.
Be quiet.
Put that horn away.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't believe in your list of items it mentions a signalling horn, does it?
Does it not?
No.
You sure?
Well, we could look, but I don't think so.
No, it doesn't.
No. So, enough with that. Okay, so hang on.
Oh, okay.
When moving around the adventure map, the party will often find an encounter token.
Oh, wow.
When this happens, they must temporarily stop moving in order to resolve an encounter.
So we're resolving an encounter.
We are.
Wow.
So flip the encounter token over.
Shall I do that now?
Do that now and reveal its number.
The number 1.
Right, so if you pass me the tome
of
encounters.
Very handily described. There you go.
Indeed. It's lovely, lovely looking book.
Very shiny.
It's very shiny. It's very nice. And I shall try not to
read all the others.
read all the others. Yeah, that's yeah. I'll keep this over here. Now that you've found the entry that matches your encounter token, remove that token from the adventure map and return it to the box.
Okay, it is removed.
You freeze in place when you hear a sound ahead of you on the trail. Quietly creeping into cover, you look ahead and spy a 6-limbed insectoid sentry pacing back and forth across a trail.
Nice. Yeah.
2 sets of arms each hold a short bow with an arrow notched and ready. It seems that you'll have to deal with this sentry if you wish to take the camp by surprise. The choice indicators below offer a choice between 2 skill checks. Each shows which attributes will be used to resolve the skill check. Once you've made your choice, turn to the corresponding entry here in the Tome of Encounters. So you can either sneak around the sentry, which is Dex, Wisdom, or you can wrestle him to the ground and knock him out, which is Strength, Dex.
Right.
What do you think? Sneaking or knocking and wrestling? What are we good at? Let's have a look at our special skills.
I mean, I'm very strong, so probably very good at hitting him on the head. I'm fairly dexterous.
I'm a 1 on everything of those, so that's not really going to help.
And I don't have a lot of wisdom for the sneaking check, so...
No. So you've got the main skill in strength.
Yes, that's where my
that's where your thing is. So you think wrestling him to the ground and knocking him out. Okay.
So now we have to do a skill check, do
we? We do. So we need a force skill check. So you hide behind a tree and wait for the insectoid sentry to approach, then leap out and attempt to force him to the ground. So we've got a box here that initiates a skill check. To complete the skill check, all players will work together to cover every dice slot on a skill check roll with a dice that matches the indicated colour and number. You'll first build your dice pool and then play cards to manipulate your rolled dice. So we need to go to skill check section on page 12 of the rule book. If you could grab that for me.
Okay, skill checks. The party will encounter situations that test their skills during an adventure. Skill checks are indicated in the storybook by a skill check box that indicates the skill check's name, difficulty level, and any modifiers. During a skill check, the players must work together to cover each dice slot on the skill book page with a matching die. If they cover all of the dice slots, they will pass the skill check, otherwise they fail. And there's the skill check book for a force skill check.
For a force skill check.
Each skill check has a difficulty level between 1 and 4. This determines which row on the skill book page to use. And we are doing strength 1, are we?
We are. We're doing force 1.
Oh, sorry, force 1. Yeah, so we're doing the first, the first row. So skill check setup. Open the skill book to find the skill check indicated by which we've done.
So we're doing this row.
Yes. Find the right page and then review the page to find the right difficulty row. Place the open skill book on the table. Next we check to see if the skill check box indicates any modifiers, and that would be in the book that you're reading from. But I don't think that it does, because it would have it in like square brackets, so it would say like dangerous force 1 or something like that. Okay. So we've done the setup, and now we do the build the dice pool. So review the skill book page to find the dice limit for this skill check. So this is here, the dice limit is 4.
Okay.
This is the number of dice that the players will add to the dice pool. The players may spend stamina by moving it from their attribute rows to their fatigue boxes to add a die of a specific colour. Find the die in the dice bag and add it to the dice pool. The players may do this multiple times as long as they do not exceed the dice limit. The cost to add a die of a specific colour is equal to the number of players, and this cost can be split between any number of players.
So it costs 2 stamina for 1 dice. Wow.
The stamina spent to add a die of a specific colour must come from the attribute row that matches the colour of the die. For example, and it gives an example of a 3-player game here, the players want to add 1 black die to the pool. They must spend 3 dex stamina in total and decide they will spend 1 each. If the players collectively do not have enough stamina in the matching attribute row, they may substitute stamina from other rows at a ratio of 3 to 1.
Wow.
And again, an example for a 3-player game. The players want to add 1 black die to the dice pool, but only have 2 dex stamina in total. They then decide to substitute 2 strength stamina from one player and 1 charisma stamina from another in place of the missing dex. And an important point to note is that when adding dice to the pool, an individual player may not spend so much stamina that they become exhausted, which is something we haven't come across yet, but we're not allowed to do that.
Okay, so if I spent 1 red strength and you spent 1 red strength, we could get a red dice.
Indeed. So that's a good start.
Okay.
Yep.
And then?
Looks like we also need a black die. And we also need either a red or a black die to cover the 3rd space.
So if I spent a black.
Yep. And I spent a black from Dex. That gets us
a black one.
Die. Yep. And then I could spend 2 strength to get us a red.
What does it mean by the?
So they're rewards. So
okay.
When we cover those slots, after we resolve the skill check, we get XP that we come to the XP pool.
Okay.
So what do you think? If I do 2 strength to get us the last, because we've only got 1 more dex between us.
Yeah.
And we don't want to spend 3 of another colour.
No.
So shall I do the strength?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so I'm a little bit tired.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's our dice pool built. And then it goes on to say, when we are done adding the specific colours, we then add random dice from the dice bag 1 at a time until the number of dice in the dice pool is equal to the dice limit. So the dice limit is 4, so we can pick 1 more random dice, which is a purple. Cool. Awesome. So there we go. So we've built the dice pool up. There was one more thing as well, I think, about...
It said we could play cards. There's that to modify the dice numbers, I'm assuming.
Okay, I think we've done it slightly wrong. So sorry, I missed a step out. The players may add dice to the pool multiple times as long as they do not exceed the dice limit. Okay, so that's that, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay.
I don't think. How do you mean we've done it wrong?
Sorry, there's a play limit here. I'm just wondering what that means, but we haven't read that out, have we? So.
No. There's a combat dice limit there of 3.
Okay, fine. I'm sure
Keep reading.
We'll come back to that. Skill check. Oh yeah, so we need to roll the dice, yeah? So
okay.
Step 4, roll the dice in the dice pool using the very fancy and awesome role player dice tower. Okay.
Okay. So rolled out of those, we rolled 1 of them. Okay.
So the next part is the manipulating and placing dice part of the skill check. So each player gathers the cards from their hand space, but not the spent space. So if we had any cards in our spent pile, we couldn't use those just now. The players may play cards from their hands to alter the dice in the pool. They can coordinate with each other to decide who should play which cards and in what order. And there's a couple of like little points. Cards are placed in the player's discard space when played. However, some cards have a spent icon in the top left, which is like a white arrow. And that means they would go to the spent space instead. Each player, here's what I was talking about. Each player may play a number of cards up to the play limit.
Oh, okay.
So we can play a maximum of 2 cards each. And some cards allow players to add more dice beyond the dice limit. The players may spend bonus play tokens, of which we have 1, from the party journal to play more cards beyond the play limit. When a bonus play token is spent, any one player may play an extra card from hand, and after a bonus play token is spent, it is placed into the fatigue box of the player who played the extra card, so there's a penalty for doing it. The players may also activate their class abilities. After a player activates their class ability, they flip their class card face down, and these class abilities don't count against the play limit, so that doesn't stop us playing up to 2 cards.
Okay, so I can play Examine.
Right.
Which lets me change a 1 to a 3 or a 5.
Yeah. So in the book, the arrow with the squares on says treat a die as another colour or another value.
Yeah. So I can do that to make that one into a 3.
Yeah, we're going to treat that as a 3.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Okay,
Roll.
so that's...
Yeah.
Does it go in spent or discard?
Discard. So it would only go in spent if it has that icon.
Right, okay.
Okay, so we need to get the red 5 into a 2, don't we?
Unless you have a way of getting... Because I have a card that would get that 1 into a 2. If you had a way of getting that 5 into a 3 easier.
Okay. I'm just going to have a look at what some of the icons mean on the cards. So I've got my chain helm, lets me re-roll either a red or a white dice.
So that's a re-roll, so you could re-roll it.
Yeah, and I've got chain leggings, which does the same thing.
Okay.
And it says I can play any number of additional chain armor cards, and they don't count against the play
So
limit.
you could do those both.
Yep, and get some re-rolls.
Yeah.
I've got a runic signet, which
Okay.
either allows me to re-roll a dice or flip a die to its opposite side. So 5 to a 2.
Yep.
Ah, okay.
Oh. That's the one.
I think that's the one.
That's the one.
Ah, but it has to be a dice of a specific colour, I think.
Yeah, it has
Black.
to be the black.
Relentless lets me treat a red dice as another colour, which I don't think we want to do.
No.
Reckless lets me treat a dice of any colour as either a blue or a green.
Yeah.
My halberd increases or decreases a die of my class colour, which is red, by 1.
That's fine, you could do that.
Okay.
And the Warhammer does the same.
Yes, the Warhammer does increase or decrease up to 2 red dice by 1 each. One die can be increased while another is decreased. The same die cannot be altered twice, so I could apply that to 1 or 2 dice.
Right, so if you do the re-rolls and it doesn't work, we could do this one and this one.
Okay.
Oh, Ancient Tome has to be purple.
Right. Ah.
So... Okay.
So should we do some re-rolls first?
Yes.
So I'll spend my chain helm first of all to re-roll. Sorry, I'll discard my chain helm to
Okay, so
re-roll
we're doing that one.
a red dice that we want to re-roll.
Okay.
Shall I do that?
And
we're looking for a 2, aren't we?
Oh. Hey!
Good job, chain helm. So that goes to my discard pile.
Yeah.
And we covered off
Stop pushing that up, John.
the dice that we
Okay.
needed to cover off.
So, pass. You pin the sentry down. So did you say we now from the rules get those 2
Yeah,
XP.
Let's keep reading. Skill check resolution. No matter the outcome of the skill check, gain rewards for covered dice slots. That's covered on page 21. So it says, reward icons. Gain the indicated XP from the supply and add it to the party journal. So we gain 2 XP. Thank you. Return all dice to the dice bag and all modifier cards to the modifier deck.
Okay.
Each player returns all cards from their discard space to their hand space. So my chain hand comes back to my hand and your examiner goes back to your hand.
So the discard space only counts for each encounter?
Yeah, for each.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
Okay.
Cool. If the rest token on the party journal is face down, flip it face up. Well, it's not, still face up, so we're okay there. And then review the current entry in the storybook to resolve the outcome of the skill check, either a pass or a fail. If all the dice slots on the skill book page are covered, the party has passed the skill check.
Indeed. You spring from hiding, quickly tackle the insectoid sentry to the ground, disarming him and knocking him out. This bug won't give you any further trouble. You hope that the rogue is having as much luck on his side of the lake. Record the keyword clear.
All right.
Tariq is handling his side of the lake. Remove the other encounter token from the adventure map and return it to the box.
Okay.
Before heading forward to the camp, you take a moment to catch your breath. The crescent moon reflects eerily off the glassy black surface of the water. Rest. The first choice indicated below gives you the opportunity to rest. You should rest now so that you can learn how it works. See the resting section on page 11 of the rulebook. And the choices here are, there's a little tent symbol which says rest, or the movement symbol which says move to the next location on your path.
Okay, so resting. During an adventure, the party will need to stop and rest at times. In the storybook, the party will often find this choice indicator, little tent symbol, rest.
Yep.
When the party chooses to rest, the rest token on the party journal must be face up, which it is, and the party must have at least 1 XP, which it does.
So this is the rest token, is it?
Yes,
and
it is.
those are, right,
Yes.
okay.
Complete the following steps. So we spend 1 or more XP and return them from the journal to the supply. For each XP that we spend, each player draws dice from the dice bag equal to the amount of XP spent. So for each XP that we spend, we get a dice from the bag. Resting.
Read that again. We draw dice for the resting.
Each player draws dice from the dice bag equal to the amount of XP spent.
What for?
We're going to find out, I think.
Okay.
Each player rolls the dice and returns stamina from their fatigue box to the supply equal to the result, and then put the dice back in the bag.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
So if you take 1 XP away.
Yep. So, I'm going to get a dice each.
We get 1 dice each for each, or is it 1 per 1?
Each player draws dice from the dice bag equal to the amount of XP spent. Each player. So we spent 1 XP, so we both draw 1 dice.
Yeah?
Yep.
Sure?
Spend 1 or more XP, which we've done. Each player draws dice from the dice bag equal to the amount of XP spent.
Okay. If that's the way we're reading it, that's fine.
How are you reading it?
I don't know. It could be either way, couldn't it? Be like one of us has to each spend 1 to get our dice. But it's fine.
Okay, so you got your dice. So you roll a 5. So each player rolls their dice and returns stamina from their fatigue box to the supply equal to the result.
To the supply?
Yep, from the fatigue box to the supply. Yeah. And then there's another bit after that. Each player fills their attribute rows up to their attribute scores with stamina from the supply. So you basically...
So I put them over there and then I fill these back up.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Cool. So I have got 4 fatigue, so I really need to roll 4 or higher to get fully rested. And I rolled a 2. Okay, so I'll put 2 fatigue back. And I can fill up here. So you pass me 2 more cubes, please.
So you keep the fatigue, but you can refill your entire supply?
Yes.
Okay. Are these bigger?
Yeah, they're worth 5.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
So some bigger ones.
Mm.
Mm. Okay.
Each player whose class card is face down can flip it face up, but that's neither of us at the moment. Each player returns all bonus play tokens from their fatigue box to the bonus play space on the party journal.
We didn't use it, did we?
No, we didn't need to, but it's good to know they don't like disappear forever. So, each player returns all cards from their spent space to their hand. So that's how you get the spent cards back.
Okay.
And then flip the rest of it on the party journal face down, like that.
Okay.
There we go. Unlike most choice indicators, the rest choice indicator never directs the party to another storybook entry. After resting, the party must read the list of choice indicators in the current storybook entry again and choose another from the list.
Alright. So it says we have to move to the next location.
Which is the Knoll Camp.
So are we going to keep the Tome Keeper and the Reader the same, or are we going to switch?
No, let's keep it the same.
Alright then.
Puts the trumpet down.
Yeah.
So off we go into
Sneaking.
Sneaking into
Sneaking!
Very sneaky.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So we're now in the Knoll Camp.
Yes.
Okay.
Location C.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, little dog. Chapter C, the Knoll Camp. Passing storybooks. When the party arrives at a new location, the players holding the storybook and the tome encounter should pass them to their left.
Mind your tail, little dog.
But we're not.
That's noisy.
Keyword checks. Some of the action indicators below check for keywords. If you have the indicated keyword, turn to the entry named there. Remember to resolve action indicators from top to bottom, turning to another entry immediately when instructed to do so. Now that you've arrived at the Knoll Camp, pass the storybook to the next player and read through the list of action indicators below. Okay, so number 1, if there is no XP at this location.
There is an XP.
Okay, we move on. Otherwise, collect the XP from this location. So we go back to 3 XP. Do we have the keyword goblin? Checks the keywords.
We do not.
No. Do we have the keyword alarm?
We do not.
Do we have the keyword clear?
You do.
So we continue reading. 3 dog-faced creatures.
Dog face.
Oh.
We like dog face creatures.
Dog face.
Dog face.
Huddle around a single campfire. You approach downwind, but smell no roasting meat. A hungry gnoll is a vicious foe, so you approach from behind in the space of their own shadows. Your iron strikes one down, and then another before the last can get to her feet. She snarls at you and pulls a burning branch from the fire, waving it wildly to defend herself.
Oh.
So we've knocked out 2 of the gnolls.
Right.
And now we have to fight the 3rd.
Okay. Did we need to do that? We just surprise them and tie them up?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, there didn't seem to be much room for diplomacy, did there?
No, there was no discussion. Okay.
Okay, so we move on to some combat.
Oh, combat.
So we have to find the gnoll enemy card in the enemies deck, which is here.
Little dog doesn't like the idea of fighting dog-faced creatures.
No.
No.
Does he not?
No. He says that sounds awful, Daddy. Okay, so we've got a null.
It says to cover all dice slots on the enemy card with dice matching the indicated number and colour.
What does it say to do when we've got the mixture of colours? Do we need the mixture of coloured dice?
See combat section, page 14 of the rulebook. Let's consult the rules.
Oh, we've got those special dice, haven't we, with the...
Yeah, they're familiar dice though, so I don't think we need
okay.
those just yet. So combat setup, find the name enemy card in the enemy deck using the enemy number as a reference. Reveal the card and put it into play face up. If the combat box indicates any modifiers, which it does, so the combat modifier for this one is cornered.
Oh.
So we add the cornered modifier. I love this system where you've got things like this. It's awesome. There we go.
Okay. Is there an answer to the question about the dual coloured dice thing?
There isn't yet, no.
Can we look for it?
I'm looking for it now.
Thank you.
Then it says to place a round marker, which is a green cube, on the leftmost space of the round track on the enemy card. They should be in the topmost slot of that tray. There should be some black cubes and some green cubes.
You want a green one?
Yes, please. And
where do you want me to put it?
Underneath where it says null, there's 3 spaces. You put it on the leftmost space.
Okay.
Brilliant. Okay.
See, look here.
Okay.
Do we choose?
Sorry. So it's telling us, I think that's what we have to do. Cover. We don't do it now. I think I've misread it. So I think the goal is to cover all dice.
Right. That makes more sense.
That does make more sense.
Okay. Right.
Okay. So we start to build the dice pool again as we did before.
Right.
Review the party journal to find the party's current combat dice limit, which is 3. This is the number of dice that the players will add to the dice pool. The players may spend stamina by moving it from their attribute rows to their fatigue boxes to add a die of a specific colour.
And is it again 2 to 1?
Yes, the cost to add a die of a specific colour is equal to the number of players, and this cost can be split between any number of players.
Okay,
and
so
again,
we can do 1 wisdom each to get a white.
Okay, that sounds good.
Sorry.
Thank you. That's you can take that. That's fine.
Agreed?
Yep. And what do we need now? A green and a blue or red, yeah?
So you could do the green?
I could do Constitution to get the green.
Yeah.
And I could do Strength to get a red.
Or I could do the Intelligence to get the blue.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yep, and we've put 3 dice in,
yeah,
which is our limit.
Yeah.
So that's fine. And then after the players are done adding dice of specific colour, add random dice from the dice barrel 1 at a time until the number of dice in the dice pool is equal to the dice limit, which is 3. So we're fine. We don't need to do that.
Okay.
And then
what are these little things under here?
Okay, good question.
Because there's little...
Counter-attack icons are found below the dice slots and enemy cards. They are always to the left of the reward icons, so they're the red ones. At the end of each round of combat, the players suffer counter-attacks for empty dice slots on the enemy card. And the number indicated by the red symbol is each player adds the indicated stamina from the supply to their fatigue box.
Okay.
But fortunately we've been able to cover all 3 off this time. Okay, so we roll the dice in the dice pool.
Also, the cornered thing says at the start of this skill check or each round, add a random dice. So,
alright.
You want to pick one?
Thank you. There we go.
Okay. Oh, excellent. You're going to roll them?
Yeah, let's do it.
So we're in a battle with this Null. Poor Null.
Oh, awesome.
Well, that's good.
That's very good, isn't it? So we've got a white 2.
We've got a white 2.
And a blue 2.
And a blue 2.
Brilliant. So now we just need to get the green
1.
5 into a green 1. Oops.
I could re-roll a green, my Mystic Robo Cloak.
Yep.
Yep. Have you got anything?
I've got a re-roll from the Runic Signet, but I think that has to be black.
That has to be black.
Yeah, so that's not going to count.
No.
That's my class
Bring
colour.
these in the middle.
Sorry, so yeah.
No, like hold them here.
Okay, sorry.
It's alright.
That's my class colour.
Yeah.
So that's no good for me. Relentless lets me change
A colour.
a colour into another colour. Reckless let me change a colour into either blue or green.
Okay. No.
If that was a white 1, that would have been useful, but it's not.
No. No.
That's for a re-roller white. Oh, but we need a green, don't we? So.
Well, yes, but.
But combining it with that.
Combining it with that potentially.
Yeah. And then the Warhammer is for red dice.
So you could do those 2. So if you play one of those to re-roll the white.
Yep.
And I re-roll the green. And we'll see where we get to.
Sounds good.
So we're going to play these 2 to re-roll them both, yeah?
Yep. Ha!
That's okay. It's potentially okay.
So that's discarded.
No, it's not. I have it the other way around. A high card to a low card. Dice. Sorry. I can do mine again. Do you want to do yours again? With your other chain?
Either re-roll. Yeah, why not? Yeah, so I'll re-roll a white dice.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. So our play limit is 2, isn't it? Although
those don't
that
count.
doesn't count. So we could both potentially play 1 more card.
I don't think I've got anything
we've
useful.
We've also got the bonus play card, haven't we?
Yeah, but I've got nothing more useful. Nope. Can you do anything?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
So we fail that round.
Yeah, so these get discarded.
Yeah. And it gets 3 red attack dice to attack us back with.
Fatigue, sorry, not fatigue, counter attacks. So for each player adds the indicated stamina from the supply to their fatigue box. So we both get 3 stamina, 3 fatigue, I think.
Oh, 3 in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Right, let's see what happens.
And do we get any rewards because we did succeed with 1 box?
Okay. Combat, end of the round. If all dice slots the enemy card are covered, skip to the end of combat. They're not, are they?
Nope.
Each player suffers counterattacks for uncovered dice, which we've done. And if the entire party was exhausted, we'd skip to the end of combat, but we're okay. Because I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I guess once I get to age 16.
Well, you've got the rules. Exhaustion. What does exhaustion say?
When the amount of stamina in a player's fatigue box is equal to their current health, they become exhausted. Yeah. Apply the effect of the next space of the round track, which is 1 counter attack. So we get 1 more fatigue.
Okay.
Thank you.
Move that along. Yeah.
Then advance the round marker 1 space.
Yeah.
If the round marker cannot be advanced, skip to the end of combat. Return the remaining dice from the dice pool back to the dice bag. From the pool.
Oh no.
And then go back to the build the dice pool step and start the next round of combat.
Goodness me.
So at the start of each round, add a random die to the dice pool.
Yeah, but we have to build our actual dice pool.
Yeah, but if we get a green, randomly, then that might actually be enough. So,
how lucky do you feel?
how lucky do you feel, punk?
Can you pick a green?
Green dice. Is this green?
It's green.
It is green.
Aye!
Not green.
It's not green.
Okay. Wow. Well, I've got no constitution dice at all.
No, so we'll have to.
Buddy, okay.
Come off the table, though, buddy. We have to.
However, treat
something else as though it was
any
green.
colour as a green.
So if I put 2 purples, or you put 2, you've got more strength.
So I do 3 strength to make 1.
No, you put 1 in and I'll put 1 in.
We need to do 3.
Yeah, but you put 2 in.
So I put
Mind your tail, buddy.
So we get the green dice from the back.
Yeah. I know.
There we go.
Okay, you can roll it this time. Oh, and it gets 1 as well.
It gets 1?
Yeah, at the start of each round.
Oh, we did that because we got the white.
Oh, right, yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Green number 1.
Green 1, green 1, green 1.
Oh,
ooh.
Green 3.
Okay.
Right.
I can't modify them. And I can't re-roll them.
No, neither can I. Everything for me is
the other way. Yeah.
I can treat a dice as a green dice, but that's not going to help us because it needed to be a 1.
So what does this? It gets us 3 more fatigue, and what does that?
That's the XP we get at the end if we cover it. Yeah. So we're going to get 3 more fatigue from a counter attack.
Wow. Give me 2 back. Here's a big one.
Brilliant.
I know. But just to make it funner.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lots of fun.
Lots of fun. Okay.
Well, I'm getting close. Do you want to give me another big one for a 5?
Okay.
So,
I'll do the same thing.
so I'm at 14 out of 16. It's not looking good.
I'm at 11.
Wow. Okay. So, end of the round.
Oops.
So we move the Yep. So we get minus. Was that -1 XP?
Yeah.
We lose an XP.
Aye.
So.
That's vicious.
And then we get a random dice into the dice pool.
Green, green, green.
It's black. And then we have to build the dice pool up again. So we're going to do 3.
I'll do 2 from there.
And I'll do 1 from there.
Right, green.
And does that goes to the supply, does it?
No, it goes in your fatigue.
Oh wow. We get a green.
Yeah.
You rolling? Yes! There we go. Oh boy. Okay.
Indeed.
If all dice slots on the enemy card are covered, skip to the end of combat. End of combat. No matter the outcome of the combat, gain rewards for covered dice slots, which is 2 XP.
Okay, so we get our 1 back and 1 more,
yep.
Right?
Return all dice to the dice bag, the round marker to the supply, the enemy card to the enemy deck, and all modifier cards to the modifier deck.
You've got a big gnarly null bear over there whining.
A gnarly null bear?
Yeah.
Wow. Aren't I lucky?
Yes.
To have a gnarly null bear.
Are they in alphabetical?
They are, as you say, LMNO. Yeah, there we go, that was good. Oh.
That's handy. Gnolls and goblins are in the same there.
Yeah, they designed that very well, didn't they?
Yeah.
Each player returns all cards from discard space to hand.
Yeah.
Ooh, get my chainy leggings back.
Yeah, I've got mine back.
And if the rest party token on the journal is face down, flip it face up.
Oh, awesome. Can we rest again?
So we can get, well, if it's in the storybook, we can.
Wow.
Review the entry in the current storybook to resolve the outcome of the combat, either victory or defeat.
You've got the storybook. This is the encounter bit.
Okay. Victory. we drive her away from the camp, so we move to C3.
Mhm.
The knolls retreat from your blades,
Mhm.
from my blades.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Let me have a look at that blade again.
Okay, there's the Warhammer.
Whoa, hammer, yeah.
And there, yeah, blade,
Yeah.
my blades.
I don't think it was that rolled it. I think it was my magic book.
Rah!
Yeah.
Your magic book.
It was magic booky book.
Read to them so they fell asleep.
Yeah, I read to them with my cloak. I covered them with a magic blanket and read to them with the book till they went to sleep.
Sleepover.
Yeah, that was it.
By the campfire, that's nice.
Foxy, mind your tail. Sit down. There's a good boy.
The gnolls retreat from Rogash's blades and flee back towards their homeland in the north. Wow, they really got like spooked.
Yeah.
They didn't just like go back to the camp. They just laid there, deserted.
Okay.
As they run, you set fire to their
That's
tents.
harsh.
Bit harsh.
And foolish. We could have had that tent.
By the light of the burning camp, you find something the cowards left behind. We are to reveal
Stash.
Discovery card 86, please.
Oh.
Here we go. Discovery card 86. There you go.
Okay, just a minute, Norbar. We found a lodestone pendant.
Oh wow, good call.
Good call.
That goes in our
Okay, and then
items.
what else at this location?
We record the keyword null.
Just a minute, Baba. Just finish this. Okay, and then what? Yeah.
Another fire rises from across the lake. You trust that Tarek is making good progress and will meet you at the fortified gate ahead. Item combinations. Do we want to just have a pause?
Can we pause?
Pause. Yeah.
Is it a good place to stop?
Seems like a good place to start.
Okay, we shall call that part 1 and stop.
What do you think?